Como é que é, pessoal? Bem-vindos novamente ao Underground Voice ao vivo. Hoje tenho o prazer de receber aqui a Skye Sweetnam. Thank you so much for being here. It's a huge honor for me to meet you and to receive you here at Underground's Voice from Portugal. I'm a huge fan of the band, so it's really great to have you. Welcome.
Thanks so much. Happy to be here.
Well, starting from the beginning, how does a teenage pop star become the rebel leader of a band like Sumo Cyco?
Well, that's my life story. I could talk forever about it, but I guess the Coles Notes shortened version is that I always had a real love for guitar based music. And even in my previous career, I always loved heavy guitars and trying to put as much guitar into it. So I think as I just got older, my music taste just progressed. I just wanted to be more experimental. And I felt like having a band like Sumo Cyco was going to give me an opportunity to try new things in music that may not be as rewarded doing in kind of like a pop singer setting. I like to try a lot of different things and experiment, and that's why I started Sumo Cyco, was to just have the complete creative freedom to do whatever I wanted to do.
And Sumo Cyco is not a typical metal band. And actually, I don't even know if you can categorize the band as metal or punk or pop or dance music or whatever, because in reality, it's kind of mix of all that. So can we say that Sumo Cyco is like a bridge between genres? We all have that band that was our bridge from rock to metal or any genre, right? So do you think that Sumo Cycle can be this band for a lot of people?
I completely agree. I've talked to a lot of people in about genre and how it does kind of confine people, and sometimes a band like ours just likes to defy all of those rules. And for me, it is one of those things that we like to find that person that's never tried to get into heavy music before and give
Yeah.
them a way to kind of get pulled in, give somebody an opportunity that's never listened to like dance hall rhythms before and kind of pull them in, and maybe they listen to like heavy music, or maybe somebody likes rock music a lot but never really kind of understood electronic elements or pop elements. And
Yeah.
it's about expanding people's horizons. And I had this one reviewer who reviewed our show in when we played in New Zealand, who said it sounded like each member of our band was playing like that we should be playing in a different band, because all of us were doing like one person's doing a dance hall rhythm, one person's
Yeah.
screaming, one person's playing a rock riff, and it's like simultaneous chaos. But to us, it's the evolution of what we consider like our brand of music, is to try to mix all these different things together.
I actually think that's something positive because you can play on a metal fest sharing the stage with extreme bands. You can go on tour with System of a Down, for example. You can open some Lady Gaga shows and nobody will think something like, what the hell are these guys doing here, right?
Yeah, I completely agree. So it's just about convincing the rest of the world that we belong in all those spots. But
Yeah.
for us, I think it's still an education, and still hard to get past people's first impressions or their biases. Or some people think, oh, you're on Napalm Records, why aren't you like doing death metal? And it's trying to get past that and say, well, just give us a chance, get past some of those preconceived notions, and maybe you'll find you'll like it in the end, you know?
Initiation is the new album, and when we listen to it, it gives us the feeling of being much more worked and thought than the previous ones, as if it were an album of definitive affirmation of the band. Is that true?
Oh yeah, well, if you're talking about our like lyrical content,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, it's for us. There were so many things that went into this record, and it was many stops and starts because of all the things that happened in the past like year and a half, and
Yeah.
then even getting signed to Napalm wasn't part of our original plan. When we released our first singles for this record, we were going to be releasing this album as an independent band. And then we were touring at the time, and Napalm wanted to get involved. And it kind of, at that point, we kind of had to switch gears. And at every moment that we had to switch gears, it was kind of like we were resetting ourselves and looking at our work and kind of wondering like, what does it need? What kind of element do we need to add here? And it gave us many opportunities to kind of rethink the whole concept, where our brains were in different spots. So, one moment we're recording in Vegas in 2019 with a producer named Kane Churko in like this gorgeous, amazing studio in Las Vegas. And then the next minute, it's like we're in deep lockdown and everything's depressing and we're trying to like cope with all those emotions. So there's just like a lot of different like yo-yos of like, oh, you're signed to Napalm. Oh no, you're in a pandemic. Oh, you're on an awesome tour. Oh no, that's like done. And your album's now like 3 years later than it should have been. And
Yeah.
so all these things really factored into, I think, my mental state when writing, and also the fact that we wanted to keep working on this record to make it better and better and better, that we just kept reworking songs and changing things. And that I think is why it feels like there's so many different elements all over the place and so many different ideas and thoughts and lyrical content from ups and downs and in betweens.
Yeah, because of that, the album can be understood as a perfect way to introduce the band to those who didn't know Sumo Cyco before. And for you, not being in a new band as a new beginning.
Yes, I think so. I think it's our time now that we've been a band for, I can't believe I'm saying it, but 10 years. We've finally gotten some types of exposure that we haven't received up to this point. So it really is kind of a new introduction to everyone. And thank goodness that there's been so many eyes and ears that have been willing to take a chance on our band. And it's been great to see new people, new fans get into it. So it's exciting for us to see how it's going. And even the people that don't like it seem to be very passionate about not liking it. So to me, that tells me that it's a polarizing type of music choice. So I really enjoy making people have differing opinions. To me, that at least shows people are interested.
That's your best album so far, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
As you said before, you're now working with Napalm Records, which is one of the biggest labels worldwide. So, how did you get this opportunity to work with them?
Yeah, so we had some great uh a rapport with one of the members of Napalm, on the Napalm team. She had seen us at a concert in 2017, and she's no longer with the company, but she was kind of telling everybody like, hey, you got to check out this band Sumo Cyco. I saw them we opened up for a band called the Birthday Massacre in 2017, and she saw the show and really liked it. And it wasn't until 2019, so 2 years later, that we were touring back through New York, where Napalm has a headquarters there and an office there.
Yeah,
And we were touring with Ginger, which is one of the biggest bands on Napalm Records. So they thought, okay, so Sumo Cyco is gonna be with Ginger, we'll catch their show. And after they saw us live, things pretty much progressed really fast. So they saw us, I think it was the end of 2019. And then in January 2020, we had signed the contract and decided to move forward with them. And yeah, it's been quite an experience, because I have had some label experience, but that was like a long time ago. It was a different genres, different world. And then to be signed with like one of the premier, like biggest metal labels in the world is like on the opposite of the spectrum. So it's been like a really interesting process, because we've also been an independent band for so long that we kind of got used to doing everything ourselves. So to kind of have other people that can take some of the jobs off my shoulders has been really
yeah.
nice.
You already released 5 videos for Initiation. That's the best way to promote the album and your music now that you still can have shows and festivals.
Yeah. So we direct and produce all of our own music videos, and that's been part of our band since the very beginning. We've been almost as crazy and passionate about making the videos as we have about the music, and it's a big element of what we do. So like you stated, it was really important to us to have some really strong videos come out, because we can't tour. It's the only way people are really going to find our music now is by like searching us up online. And so we put a lot of time and effort into these videos, and it ever since we started this kind of process of this record release, it really has felt like nonstop to try to come up with a concept for a video, find all the locations, get costumes ready, film it, and then edit it and have it ready to be released within 1 month is like crazy. And we did that for 4 videos. So it was like every month we had a new one to do. And it was just a
Yeah.
lot of work, especially since it was only like myself and my guitarist working on them after we had filmed. Like obviously the band was in it, but then we just did all the editing and stuff afterwards. So even like the special effects, I'm like trying to work all through the nights to try to get some of my ideas to come through because we just didn't have the time. So Napalm was calling me like 2 days before the video was supposed to be online, and they're like, we haven't seen anything from you guys. Like, are you gonna send it to us? And I'm like, I'm working like crazy, like it's gonna come. So it was like down to the wire some moments. Yeah.
They're great videos, super funny and colorful and stuff. They're
Thank you.
great. They're really great. And finally, thank you so much for being here. It was a huge honor to meet you and to receive your Underground's Voice once again from Portugal. So any last words for the Portuguese fans and Underground's Voice viewers?
Yeah, well, I really, really hope we're able to get to Portugal and play some shows. And to anyone who's in Portugal that enjoys, checking us out, you can find us all over the internet. Just search SUMO CYCO. We're on all social medias. Check out our website, sumocyco.com. And really hope that we can meet you guys, come out to a show and party together, because Sumo Cyco shows are the best party. I promise you'll have so much fun. And yeah, we totally hope it's Chris, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We hope Chris can join us too, and we can all party together.
I'll be there for sure.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, once again, thank you. Please stay safe and see you soon.
Take care. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.